You guys already know that I'm always on the lookout for new audio gear, and while I usually look at microphones, I decided to check out this new audio interface from Maono. I've tested a bunch of their microphones in the past, but I've never actually done an audio interface from theirs. This definitely caught my eye immediately, and after testing this out for a little while, I'm comfortable saying that this is the best way of starting your podcast and even live streaming. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Before we continue, I just wanted to remind you that we have a Twitch channel where we stream every Friday and Saturday from 8 p.m. and to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, so why not go ahead and drop a follow? And also don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and also make sure to check out the merch store. There's plenty of black and white sweetness to choose from up there, so go ahead and check that out. And then make sure to take a look at the podcast as well, as the podcast always goes live every Wednesday and Sunday. And with that said, enough rambling, let us get straight into the video. Now let's begin with an unboxing. This is a great unboxing, if I do say so myself, but open up the box and inside you're going to find the instructions for both the microphone and the interface. And then you're going to find some foam and then the interface itself. Underneath more foam, you're going to find yourself the microphone with a tripod already attached. You're also going to find a box with a bunch of 3.5mm cables and another box with a USB-C cable and a USB-C adapter. The exterior design consists of plastic for the entirety of the build, but the build is really fine here. It is going to be a lightweight package, but since this will be on my desk forever regardless, that's totally fine. It's got some rubber feet in order to keep it from sliding around and stuff like that. However, there's way more to this than just the build, obviously. All of your ports are going to be found on the back of this device, and you're going to find two microphone inputs, a headset port, a music port, an output port, 3 pod output ports, a USB-C port, a button for toggling the brightness levels, and a power button. On the face of this product, you're going to find two giant knobs, one of them for controlling the microphone gain and the other for controlling the music gain if you're playing music, and you're also going to find 3 knobs for EQing your microphone with lows, mids, and highs, as well as a recording volume. You will also find a volume indicator for your microphone, your music, and a battery life indicator, since you can use this over Bluetooth as well, and it doesn't need to be plugged in order for it to work. You're also going to find 2 faders, one for the echo effect and another for the volume of the monitoring itself. You will also have a sample pad with preloaded sound effects and an additional 4 buttons for you to put your own sound effects onto. You will also find an effects panel, one button for switching between the different audio presets, another for changing the pitch of your voice, one that allows you to just leave music playing and mute your microphone. A denoise button is also going to be available here, which I do in fact have on right now, and it's going to be for your microphone. A loopback button, which can also be used to record and save your sound samples, and a sidechain button for automatically lowering the sound of your music and highlighting your voice instead whenever you speak into it. So this is a pretty decked out setup, if I do say so myself. Now we're going to get into the functionality aspect soon, but I wanted to talk about the audio quality of the included microphone first, and talk about which types of microphones will work with this interface. This interface is pretty much only compatible with condenser microphones and won't work properly with dynamic ones at all. And in fact, I've actually tried to test a variety of other condenser microphones with it, using its own cable like the one that it comes with, and it simply will not work with something like the Blue Ember, the Stellar X2, and microphones like that, so it doesn't seem like this really has much of an upgrade path going forward. And also, the included microphone is an XLR microphone, but it's operating over an XLR to 3.5mm cable, so naturally there are going to be some limitations there. The included microphone does sound pretty good for the money, and having an EQ available also helps a lot with that, though this mic is extremely lightweight. And it seems like the priority was really on the sound quality versus the build quality, considering that this is such an affordable package already, and I do agree with that decision if it meant that we had to make a compromise somewhere. Functionally, this performs really well, and once you get the hang of it, it does start to feel like such a simple and streamlined experience. This is an all-in-one package with pretty much everything a beginning streamer and podcaster will need, genuinely. And you can connect this directly to your computer over USB. You can also use Bluetooth if you want, and you can connect this to your phone if you want to as well. You can't record any kind of podcast or anything like that directly onto this board, even though it does have some capacity of internal storage. It's just not really disclosed how much storage it has, but it should have enough to fill in the other buttons on the sound pad, and if you want, they will be staying there, and they're not going to be going anywhere once you record them there unless you want to re-record it and then try again. So I do have some complaints about this interface. I would have paid a little bit more and accepted a thicker body as well if it meant getting a true XLR port, and if this had a better support for dynamic microphones and even other types of condenser microphones, that'd be really awesome. The monitoring on this can be a bit weird with the stock microphone because I can hear myself twice speaking into it, but in the playback, that's not the case. It could just be that I can hear myself speaking and what the microphone is picking up at the same time. It is just a little bit distracting, but I would like a fix for that. But it could also really just be that there could be some kind of latency in the monitoring, which is a shame. It could just be that this is not zero latency monitoring. Also, I tried testing this interface with a variety of different condenser microphones. It did not work with the Blue Ember, the Stellar X2, the Rode NT1A, and more. So there isn't much of an upgrade path with this particular setup. So as if you're going to be upgrading in the future, I do strongly recommend that you consult Maono first to ask them what microphones this interface is going to be compatible with. And in conclusion, this is a very nice kit, and I am really glad that Maono made this product. I think that this is a really good value for people starting their podcasts or streaming, and you do get things that I like to see on interfaces such as an EQ, even if it is a simple one, and some customization through the same sample pad. I like this quite a lot, and I think that if you were looking into something like this, a simple interface that performs pretty well and doesn't have a massive footprint to it, but also needed a microphone along the way, then this is going to be a great option for you. So with that said, highly recommend it. If you're interested in getting this interface, then I'll be making sure to leave affiliate links down to Amazon in the description, and there are also going to be lesser links which should be able to show you some alternatives that people choose to go for instead of this, or maybe even help you find some sales along the way. I'm going to be leaving that down in the description, of course. You're also going to find yourself links to ABUNDA, and that's going to be a great service that allows you to finance pretty much anything that you want on Amazon, especially this, and you do not need a credit card at all. It is just going to be very simple financing, so do make sure to go ahead for that if you would like to just pay for this over time. So links to that down below, and if you end up using any of my links, then I do get a small commission that does help out the channel quite a bit, so I would appreciate that quite a bit. And also don't forget about the rest of my social media. There's also going to be the Tech Summit podcast, so do make sure to subscribe for that, and we do have the Tech Summit Discord. Links to all of this down below. But with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you all later. Enjoy.